Hi, I made Norman Bates' candy corn bag from the movie Psycho. I'm going to show you how to do it so you can creep out the kitties too. Why not give out candy that has an obscure reference to a movie that probably no one's seen? Candy, and plus, half the people don't like candy corn, right? But you can put any treat in this, any treat. Just, it says candy corn because it's from the movie like that, yeah. The real craft with this is I'm going to show you how to make your own custom stamp that you can put on anything. You could stamp bags, treat bags, whatever. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So let's get started. The materials we're using for this project are hot glue gun, an X-Acto knife and blades, double-sided tape, an ink pad. I'm using black. Some really strong glue. This is E6000. 7 pieces of 5x5 cardboard. The template that you can download for free on my website, and a piece of craft foam. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a block for our stamp. Now you can use any kind of wood if you have that handy, but here I'm showing you how to just glue together a bunch of pieces of cardboard, and then we'll create our block out of that. Okay, so now we're going to take our template and cut around our image that we're going to make the stamp out of. I'm using some double-sided tape and putting that on the back of the template so that I can attach it to the foam. So we're going to use our X-Acto knife to cut out the shapes of the template. Just be careful using that X-Acto knife. It is sharp as a razor, so you always want to be really careful when you're using it. Here I'm adding I'm changing the blade so that I have a nice clean fresh blade. So the first thing I like to do is cut away any excess foam. So you see I'll just cut away that extra white foam that's around my image, and then I'm going to carefully go in and cut out the little letters and the shapes for the image. Again, I want to remind you to be really careful using the blade. You could also use a regular scissors or a small detail scissors for this work. Continue cutting around the image until you have all the shapes cut out. So in order to cut out some of the smaller pieces, I switched to my little detail scissors and I'm using that. Some of the little detail cutting is hard to do. You want to take your time doing it, and you can use your blade like a little saw. So in order to get our image onto our backup block or cardboard, I use a regular soft number 2 pencil, and I add a layer of graphite or layer of pencil on the back, and now I'm tracing over the candy corn image so that my lines will show up on the cardboard. Now I'm just going to go over those lines with a marker so that I can see where they are. Now I take my pieces of my stamp and I put glue on the back and I add them into where they go on the stamp. And I'm taking the paper that is off, that was held on by the double stick tape. So we're going to take all of that off before we start stamping. And since my cardboard is a little bit bigger than my stamp, I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and cut away all the extra pieces around the stamp. So now our stamp is ready to go. Our bags are ready to be stamped. So I'm using a little ink pad. I'm just adding ink to the front of the stamp, to the surface. And then I do test it a couple times before I start stamping, but that's it. You just add ink and then stamp away. So now the bags are all stamped and we're just going to add our candy and then we're done. So now our bags are all done, ready to go and creep out some little trick-or-treaters. Or not, because nobody's going to know the reference to this movie, but it's okay. It's all right. Happy hunting.